Hi, Tamara here from Impression Photo Booth. As a bride-to-be, which I was in this November 24, I always wondered, how much does it cost to have a wedding in Australia at this day and age? And can you have one which is a decent price? You read The Knot and all of those sort of places, and they say, you got to do, the average couple spends $35,000 on a wedding. That's from all of those people who spend $100,000. You know how much I spent on my wedding? $14,500, which I think is pretty reasonable. I invited about 70 people. I paid for 43. We had quite a drop, and that's part of that was it was a destination wedding, so everyone, including ourselves, were going there. So we were living in regional New South Wales at the time, and we had our wedding in Wollongong, which was just shy of 2-hour drive away, which was enough to be a destination, but close enough you could do the visits that you needed to do. So our venue cost us $6,500 with the venue and the food, and that's the ceremony space, the reception venue, and a bar to have cocktail hour in. So that was 46% of our budget. We spent $450 on the cake, and that was a bit more than we probably had to. We had a 2-tier cake, but I wanted it to be vegan due to dietary requirements in our group, so there was a little bit of a vegan tax on that. The photographer, we splurged, but we got someone who does bulk photography, not super expensive. So we only spent $1,700, and that was for about 8 hours. So he was there from the getting ready all the way through to part of the way through the reception. The celebrant was $950. Flowers, signs, decorations, and invitations cost about $500, which was 3% of our budget. I DIY'd this heavily. So I did my own invitations. I printed them out on cardstock, sent them myself. I made a DIY wedding sign. I did fake florals, so all the bouquets were fake, and I love it. I've still got my bouquet there, and it looks fantastic. I've got a little bit of archway florals and for the signs and stuff like that. So there were a few, and I've been able to reuse them a little bit as well. Entertainment, we spent $500 on our DJ, and they had a DJ working with the venue, so they work there all the time. I spent $325 on the photo booth, which ironically, and that was a DIY photo booth, ironically our cheapest package at Impression Photo Booth is only $300 if you pick it up from Nunda in Brisbane, and that's a couple of day hire. I could not find anything that cheap. I had a $500 budget, and I still was struggling to find something for that cheap. So we definitely a budget photo booth option. If you want us to set it up, $500. If you want a extra special, all-inclusive, no, all upgrades included, we're looking at $700. But and even if you're looking at Polaroid photo booth, you're still looking about $300 to $400 as well. Attire, we spent $900 on that for my husband's suit. He got a brand new suit, and all the flashings. That was the bridesmaids' dresses and some PJs and stuff for the photo shoot and stuff like that. My dress and alterations came around to $1,000, but that was a gift from my parents, so that's not included in our budget breakdown. So 6% on attire, that would be 12% if you included, or 13% or whatever it is, somewhere around that mark if you included my dress as well. Hair, makeup, and beauty came in about $100, and that's only because one of my good friends is great at makeup and I am not, and she's like, I'll give it to you as your wedding gift. I'm like, great. And then I have curly hair, which hairdressers never know what to do with, so I'm like, I'm just going to do my hair. I'm not going to be fussy about what my bridesmaids' hairs look like. So that was just some stuff to put in your hair and clips and whatever. Accommodation was $440, and that was 3 nights of accommodation in that. So 2 nights in Airbnb for myself and the second night for my husband. And that was our getting ready stay, and they were fantastic. It was like really nice to have that sort of space to get ready and just everyone can congregate. We included our rings, which was about $400. Insurance, $235. That's 2% in case anything went wrong. Like, we're in a post-COVID time. You don't want that happening. We didn't do a rehearsal per se, so there was no real costs involved with that. We spent almost $200 just on transport because it's 2 hours away. We had to do like 4 or 5 trips. It was $100 of rentals, and that was for the easels at the venue. We had a babysitter and a dog babysitter, so probably 2.5% between them. Gifts was about $230 or 2%, and again that was DIY. So I did cups, like I did just mugs. I designed them myself in Canva and gave them out to the bridal party and my family and stuff like that, which I think was nice. It's not extravagant. I had $150 for lunch and snacks, so water bottles, snacks on the day, lunch delivered, that sort of thing. I looked at the prices of day of coordinators and it didn't quite fit in my budget. My friend asked my friend to do it. I got away with it because I am extremely organized, attention to detail, and I had lists, I had instructions, I had photos. I went to the venue and I prepared it, so they only needed to go and put it down. And I ended up being the one shouting the photos, like this family photo, that family photo, which photo are we doing now? I ended up doing that from my head because I'd written out the timelines. I knew what had to happen, so we did it. And because it was an all-inclusive venue, there wasn't a lot of setup to do, or a lot of, like, they did the majority of it, including the centerpieces and all of that was taken care of. So it was like one table and a photo booth, which I needed her to deal with and just like help move crowds and stuff. So in that regard, that saved me quite a bit of money. It was a lot more work, and there's a bit of stress there because they're not a professional vendor. They are a friend, they are a guest. I did get a content creator. I didn't do a videographer. I didn't really feel like having a 2-minute video of my wedding, and spending $2,000 to get it. But Facebook, one of the Facebook groups I was in, like, try a content creator, and I'm like, okay. And I actually, this was one of the best decisions I made, was getting a content creator that cost $300, so about 2% again, and fantastic. She was only there for half the day, so she was there for the setup and ceremony. The content creator and the photographer worked well together. I did check with the photographer, and he was okay with it as long as, like, he was in charge. And then I think within 3 days I had like a little video which I could post on social media and give to family and get a real feel for the day, and it was just lovely. Like, I still watch that video. I guess I underestimated how much I would like that sort of stuff. So yeah, so that's our breakdown. I don't know if it's average or not, but it was what we decided to do. Like, you focus on what's important to you. So it proves that you can spend less than 15 grand on a wedding. I think the main trick is keep your guest count in check. Like, if all of the guests we had actually showed up, it probably would have been 16.5 grand, not 14.5 grand.